What is going on, everybody? I don't think I'm live yet. Maybe. There we go. What's going on, everybody? Let's give it a second here to make me live. Make sure we click on it. All that fun stuff. It's clicking on. It's doing its thing. There we go. Y'all can hear me. Looks like maybe. Yep, there we go. All righty. What's going on, everybody? And super excited to be here with you all today. I am Super Sid, the Marketing Shaman, and I'm super excited to be with you all today to talk to you all about getting clients for your coaching business and finding clients for your coaching business in record time. For those of you who are subscribers to my channel, or maybe you're new to my channel, I help coaches and healers create their first or their next 10K payday, where they go out there and they generate $10,000 for their coaching or their healing business in 30 days or less. And you can subscribe to this channel. And of course, you can also go down here below and you can go down there into this description and you can grab what we call your perfect profitable presentation pack, which is going to be everything that you need to put together what we help our clients with over here in regards to putting together a profitable presentation that you can use to create your first or your next 10K payday. Super excited for y'all to be here, and let's hop right in. So ultimately, right, what we're talking about today is we're talking about how you can go out there and get, right, and find your next coaching clients in record time. And we're going to be breaking this down into 3 things that my wife, Tiffany, and I found when we went out last year and specifically changed entirely what we were doing, took discovery calls completely out of our business, and we're able to go out and sign up over 400% more clients for my wife's coaching business, right? And doing all of it while we're actually working 30% less. And the way that we did that, right, was we really, first off, is we broke down specifically as we identified what was the specific problem that we were going to solve. And specifically, right, who was the group of people that we were going to help solve that problem? So what was the problem that we solved, right? I think a big thing when people hear this or see this and they're like, okay, so what's the problem, Sid? Well, I think a lot of times they look at it and it's either too narrow or it's too wide. It's very, very rarely in a spot, right, where a lot of people are just running at it and they're saying, I want to buy this because it sounds awesome, right? So a lot of times it comes back to, well, what do you actually solve? Now, I got a great example of this because one of the first clients that I worked with was a relationship coach. Now, obviously, as a coach or a healer, right, you are going to be helping people in regards to we help people in regards to 3 core things in their life. So I think a lot of times somebody asks, like, what's a life coach, or what's an energy coach, or what's a mindset coach, or what's a coach, right? Well, ultimately, a coach is someone who helps guide people to goals that they couldn't get to themselves in their life. And they're usually helping guide them to that goal or that target faster than if they couldn't get to there, right? If they hadn't met them or it didn't work with them, they're usually following a system of theirs that helps them get to that spot a lot faster, right? Now, there's 3 specific types of markets that coaches typically work in, and those are going to be health, wealth, or relationships. So again, that's going to be health, wealth, relationships, right? Now, when you look at this, you say, you might have heard this. Some of you might have said, oh, I'm a health coach, or I'm a wealth coach, or I'm a relationship coach. I'm not saying that's bad, but when it comes to like what you're specifically helping people with, you're specifically usually helping someone with specifically reaching a goal within one of these 3 core markets. Technically, like, people could say I'm a business coach, but I don't call myself a business coach. I'm not a business coach, right? There's a lot of things I don't help people with when it comes to their business. I specifically help people reach and create 10K paydays. That's what I help them with, right? So like the first thing is what problem are you solving? Well, ultimately, I'm helping people create a 10K payday. That 10K payday is magical to a lot of entrepreneurs because it helps them go out there and create a 6-figure business, and also usually helps them go out there and take first steps into becoming an entrepreneur, right? And building a real business, not just some side hustle. They go out there and try to sign up a client every few months, right? So ultimately, you'll identify what's the problem that you're solving, but then what's the solution that you provide that sits up here. So as this relationship coach, they could have easily went out there and they could have said, hey, well, I help people get better relationships. But here's like the next level, or like the next peel of that onion. They could have said, well, I like helping people who want to get into relationships after they get divorced. That was kind of like what it was when we met them, right? So first off, right? They realized that their problem is they wanted to help people get into relationships after they had been divorced. That really tied back into a story that they had. And they kind of went through all the crazy stuff, right, that one might go through, and found this specific way of doing it that is better than anybody else's, right? And help them get to going on a first date, which then helped them lead to, say, their next marriage or whatever it was. In this guy's case, it was help them get to, like, you know, to where they had like a steady girlfriend right now, right? So what they did was their goal, although they could help people with a lot of things to do with relationships, they specifically helped people get to a first date. Because everything, you had to get to a first date before you get into a relationship, right? They specifically helped them get to a first date. They had to be divorced. Why is they had to be divorced? Because that's the qualifier. He didn't even, you know, before he would reach out to everybody. He talked to everybody about it. But then when he specifically got more specific about who he talked to about it, and he only like made offers and got in front of and, you know, put on profitable presentations in front of people, right, who actually had the problem. I know this sounds basic and elementary to some of you, but if you take a step back and slow down, a lot of us have done this or are currently doing it. I did. I just tried talking to everybody as fast and as loud as I could, instead of just like, let me find this group of people who have this specific problem that I can solve right now. And when we started understanding and doing that, that right there helped us find our clients in record time, because we went and found people who needed help right now around a specific problem that we could solve with the solution that we have. So what's the solution that you're helping people solve, right? And then eliminate the fat, eliminate people who don't need help with that right now. Find that group of people. They didn't help people with having better relationships. They helped people with getting on their first date. And they might have like stepping stones to getting there and stuff like that. We talk about that as you're building out your profitable presentations, building out your content plan, stuff like that. But ultimately they found, right, getting to a first date was what people wanted. They had a specific way of doing that. And they only talked to the people who had that specific problem, not to everybody, right? That was the first thing we did. All right. So again, you know, if you're new to this channel and you haven't been here yet, or you're just, you know, maybe you're a coach or a healer and you want to go out there and you're looking to create a 10K payday for yourself, we put out videos every single day on our channel, helping coaches and healers do just that with profitable presentations. We talk about all what profitable presentations are, how you can use them. We also talk about how you can use virtual events and live events to sign up multiple clients instead of using discovery calls. You know, we used to do discovery calls. They didn't work out too well for us, but beyond not working out well, they actually took out a lot of our time and kind of sucked out the life of wanting to be a coach or a healer or an entrepreneur to begin with. We actually spent a lot less time, right, converting prospects into new clients using profitable presentations at things like virtual events, and found that we were able to sign up over 400% more clients, right, doing it that way while working over 30% less in our business, which allowed us to go out there and do a lot more fun things that we wanted to do or became an entrepreneur to do in the first place, or coach to do in the first place, right? So if that sounds something really cool to you, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Just go down there below, click on subscribe, and I look forward to hanging out with you every single day over here on YouTube. All right, so the next thing we did was, well, we needed to promote it some way, right? So obviously now that we identified the problem we were solving, we identified there was a solution to the problem that we were solving. So we were helping people get to a first date. We're helping people, like, maybe it's one of the things that we're helping them with in getting to a first date. Maybe there's stepping stones. Maybe the first stepping stone is, you know, divorce detox. I think it was what it was, right? You got to get over your divorce. Maybe the next one is you got to build your self-confidence. Maybe the next one is you got to, you know, modern dating, whatever it is, whatever these stepping stones are. But maybe like whatever it is you're helping them solve a specific problem. So what are we doing, right? Well, we're running what we call a cash campaign toward a specific profitable presentation. So this one here is we're finding out who to talk to at the profitable presentations. This one here is running a cash campaign toward that profitable presentation. We'll see, what's a cash campaign? Well, cash campaign is going to be where you put together your profitable presentation. This profitable presentation is usually going to talk about the overview of what it is that you're going to be helping people with. And then the offer inside this cash campaign is usually going to be tied to a seed launch. So this means that your product or your service might not be 100% done yet, or you might have it 100% done, right? But regardless, this cash campaign is shouting out to anybody and everybody that knows you right now through all the distribution channels that you have. This might be email. This might be Facebook. This might be Instagram. This might be TikTok. This might be YouTube. But you're going out there, right, to where you produce content on every single channel, and you are literally putting out that content. Now, it doesn't mean you got to go and create all this different content for all these channels. You usually create one type of content, put it on all the different types of channels through repurposing, but that's a whole nother topic on another video. But ultimately, right, what we want to make sure that we do is we distribute this content out to all the different places that we are communicating with people. This could be email, this could be Facebook, this could be, if you're running ads, this could be ads. But ultimately, wherever you're communicating to this group of people that we found, you are going out there and doing that, and you are letting them know and talking to them about this profitable presentation that you are coming up, you are putting on, right? That is then specifically going to be geared around signing people up. They come, right, to sign people up to your thing. So a lot of people that are like looking for their next client, we find a lot of people that are looking to get clients in record time, usually right after they get certified, usually right after they become a coach, and they want to go out there and they want to get their first couple of clients, right? Well, usually, right, this cash campaign is going to be reaching out to a lot of people that aren't on your list yet. A lot of people that might just be friends with you on Facebook, that might just be following you on Instagram. You're going to be reaching out to those people through the content. And then if they engage with that content, if they say they want to come, then you reach out and you get them to that presentation. A lot of times our clients will start a Facebook group and they'll start putting people into that Facebook group and running presentations in that Facebook group consistently. A lot of, I was just off, talking to one of our clients earlier today, who that's a big part of what he did to sign up 42 new clients in, just a few months. Right? Following and using profitable presentations. So, running a cash campaign is so beneficial, but also by running a cash campaign where you're just going out there and distributing, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm helping people. This is the problem that I'm solving. If you have this problem, I'd love to help you. You're going to get a lot of people that are interested in that. It's specifically if you're surrounding yourself around the right people on those platforms, social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those places. Okay. All right. So we talked about the specific problem. We talked about the cash campaign. Now let's specifically go over, right, 3 ways to finding clients quicker. So I call this the triple threat, okay? Triple threat sales system. Triple threat. All right, so the triple threat sales system. Now the reason I call it the triple threat is because this is a big reason and what really tied into us signing up over 400% new client, 400% more clients in record time, was we all tied back to the profitable presentations that we were running. So ultimately we found the problem, then we ran a profitable presentation around that problem, that one problem. We helped somebody around that one problem, then offered to help them more, to help them implement what it was that we talked to them about. We then, to get people at those profitable presentations where we were helping them solve those problems, we ran a cash campaign. So this is where we would let everybody know through every distribution channel. So where do you have a list of people that are connected to you that you could say, hey, I'm helping people solve this problem. Come to this profitable presentation, right? Now, once you get people to come to these profitable presentations, there's 3 ways that we make sales, but this is also our triple threat. This is how we get more and more people to our profitable presentations. Y'all, my first profitable presentation, I had 3 people. You don't start with hundreds and hundreds of people. I think a lot of people, they look at this and they're like, oh, I want to be like Tony Robbins and I want to fill up stadiums. Tony Robbins started with 5 people. Started with 5 people at his first event. 5. And I think 3 of them were tied to family. Dean Graziosi, same thing. Frank Kern, same thing. Go on and on and on. Everybody that you're looking at right now that is a motivational speaker, is that a speaker of any kind, started with a very small audience, a very small amount of people that came to that first one. You can look at this in regards to so many things. Pilot episodes of TV, your favorite TV show. It probably looked a lot different than the one that it looks like now. Why? Because it was the first one. It got better and better and better, right? But ultimately, my whole point in that is we got to start somewhere. And I want you to eliminate this. What happens if only 2 people show up? 2 people showed up that you have an opportunity to create impact on and, help. Sign up one part. What happens if you sign up a new client? Oh, that would be awesome. Oh, you sign up a new client. And then you run it again the next week. And maybe that person that didn't sign up, you had to come back. And then you also got another 2 or another 3. Now you got 4 people. And then the next week, now you got 8. And on and on. And you just keep going. Right. But how we would do this is the first way that we would make sales is when we were running our profitable presentations, we would put up something that's called a sales stack. That sales stack is going to be how we would sell what it was that we were offering. Right? That we would use the profitable presentation for. So we would use what we were selling at the profitable presentation as a springboard to then talk about a specific offer that we would have that would be related to what we were talking about. So we would then specifically, right, talk about a profitable presentation, right, what we talked about was the profitable presentation pack. We don't have it down here yet below, but we will once we're done with this video. And we put down there in the description, or you can go into any other one of our videos, right? And grab our profitable presentation pack, which is, basically how you put together a profitable presentation in under an hour. We give away the template, the script, everything that you need. But ultimately, right, like it's going to give you that profitable presentation pack so you can identify the problem, run the profitable presentation toward that problem, run your cash campaign, and then go out there and make sales from it following this. But ultimately, right, you're going to create a sales stack. That's one of the parts. There's 3 parts to a profitable presentation. That's one of the parts, right? So we talked to you about in this pack how you can go in there, you can transition and create this sales stack, right? We give you slides and all that for what to do. But what you'll do is you'll transition into that. What are you selling that's going to help them with what you just helped them with? Or it's going to be like the whole thing, right? So maybe you help them with, detoxing their divorce as a relationship coach. But you're going to help them get to their first date. So what's your entire offer? You would help them with that, right? That's the first way you'll make sales. You'll usually get multiple people that sign up, right? Second way is through strategy calls. So what we do is we'll have, say, 10 people that register to come to a presentation. We'll say 4 of those people show up and 6 of them don't. Well, then what we do is say we had 2 people of the 4 that showed up, right? Sign up. That's awesome. We sign them up. We get them started on fulfillment. We had another 2 people that came, but they didn't sign up. Well, then what we do is we reach out to those people and aim to schedule a strategy call with them. Now, we have a very specific way that we do this with our clients, and we do ourselves. But ultimately, right, like we basically reach out to them and we say, hey, right, you came here. I want to basically answer any questions that you had about the presentation. We want to make sure that you got all the resources and We get on there, and then we have a very specific series of questions that we ask somebody. And then we ultimately get to the end of and we ask if we'd like to help them more and re-pitch them the offer. And we will say, hey, so is this something that you'd like your help with? Here it is, right? And then we'll find that we sell just as many people doing that as we do at the presentations. If not more sometimes. Because sometimes people just want that 15-minute personal touch. They have this question, they want to ask it in front of other people. That happens all the time. You probably had that happen to you. It happens all the time. And that's fine. That's cool, right? Third way, though, is, and this is where most of it comes from. This is where also the momentum comes from as well. You're going to have people that register for your presentation. I just talked about 10 people that registered, 4 showed up, 2 bought. So you had 2 buy, get started, reach out to the other 2, hope to get one of them right. Then you got 6 people that registered but didn't buy. See, your presentations, and this is a big reason they're different from a webinar. There's other reasons specifically inside the presentation, and we have transitions and things that we do that a lot of people don't really teach in webinars. But a big reason that this really comes in is to this third way that we make sales is that we will reach out to people who registered but didn't come, right? But we're not trying to sell them. We're trying to get them to come to the next presentation. And that's because profitable presentations are not done, right? Where we just go and we run one presentation and hopefully people show up. We actually run the presentation 3 specific times. We just promote it different ways, right? So anyway, so you'll look at like the third way we make sales. Well, if we run the presentation, we're simply then just inviting them to come to the next live event, inviting them to come to the next thing, come to the live presentation. At the end of the presentation, we will then, if you come, then we'll reach out to you for a strategy call. Then we just feed that, right? But regardless, we want them to come to the next one. So when it comes to you having to go out there and get all the, run this big promotion, you really don't have to do that. The more and more profitable presentations that you run, the more and more momentum you'll build over time. And again, I got 3 people that came to my presentation. My wife and I are about to run a summit. We're going to have over 300 people that are registered for that summit. It didn't come from me running ads for thousands of dollars. It came because over time, we're going to have over 300 people that register, and that's not including the people that are being invited by the 8 other speakers or the 9 other speakers, if you include my wife. So if you look at that, like that all comes from building that momentum. And then these people are people that we're inviting to all of our events because these are people that, and then you just, you nurture and you nurture and you nurture. And then when they're ready, they'll schedule that strategy call. And you think getting on the phone with someone like that, it's going to be a little bit easier than hopping on that discovery call, figuring out who they are for the first time, asking them all these questions, so many questions. And then, like after spending an hour educating them on who you are, what you do, and bragging about yourself for an hour, What do you think the percentages is that, I mean, like, yeah, some people might be intrigued, but I mean, like, it's in 2015 anymore, 2017. I mean, like, you know, that's really where like this part here is so important. You're wasting so much time. And specifically as a coach or a healer, your time, right, can either be an asset or a crutch. It can hurt you so bad, but it can also help you in so many instances. And so really concentrating on where you're putting your time is so important. And, you know, obviously you want to make as much impact as you can, but if you can make a lot more impact, right, and figure out how to spend less time doing it, well, that's just a win-win. And if that's something that sounds really good to you, again, you know, down here below here, very, very soon, you're going to be able to grab the perfect, what we call the perfect profitable presentation pack. It's going to actually give you 3 things tied up in 2 items. So you're going to get my script, my slides, and you're going to get my template, which is going to give you everything that you need to fill in the blank, build out your profitable presentation in under 1 hour. So you can use it here in the next 30 days to go out there and reach or create your first or your next 10K payday, where you generate $10,000 for your coaching or your healing business in 30 days or less using a profitable presentation. So I'm super excited that you all came tonight and hung out with us. These are the 3 things in sequence that I would look at doing, that we did and continue to do over and over and over again, to get coaching clients in record time consistently over and over and over again. And not just us, but so many of our other small army of clients that we work with right now. And I'm super excited for you to go down there and get your perfect profitable presentation pack, which is going to be helping you do the exact same thing. Don't forget, we all win when we all win. Let's go out there and make a choice to win today, not only to subscribing to this channel, but by going down there into that description and grabbing your perfect profitable presentation pack right now. We'll see you here again, here on YouTube again next week, but we'll also see you here this week as we put on new and exciting videos helping you go out there and create your first or your next 10K payday. We'll see you again very, very soon.